Alright. It's about time to get started. Hello! You guys like the new starting soon screen? It's only sorta new. It's only sorta kinda new. It's a new take on an old classic. Yeah, it's Dawntrail updated. I also added some new screenshots to the slideshow, since it seemed a little weird that only pre-Dawntrail stuff was represented. We gotta get the post-Dawntrail stuff in there. Maybe there'll be more after February. I am on... What day am I on? Oh, I took some screenshots yesterday. Pardon my yawn. I'm on 12. I'm on day 12. I'm almost halfway through the month and it's not even the month yet. I know what I'm doing for day 12. Day 12 is going to be kind of cheeky. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I did day 11. I took 4 screenshots for day 11. And as I was taking them, I was thinking to myself, this is more work than most people are putting into any, like, single day. Like, I'm doing more than 4 days of work. Alright, let's get you out of here, music. Is the Dawntrail music just really quiet, or is there no music out here? I think there's no music out here. Alright. Huh! Let's get the overlay going. Hello! Welcome. Alright, we are here with Samga. I thought to myself, surely today will be the day where we make it to the dungeon. I'm not sure. Yeah, we got Smiling Sphene down there. I'll add more as we go. I was looking for FF14 memes for Dawntrail, and I gotta say, there aren't a lot of there aren't a lot of Dawntrail memes that aren't extremely polarized. So I'm gonna have to make them myself. Which is why we got Smile Filter Sphene. And there aren't a lot of funny people in the FF14 community. Also true. The FF14 community has like 2 jokes. But anyways, where did we leave off? We're still doing the trading thing, although I think we're just about ready to trade for the premium mezcal. And then Wooglamat can go on her llama quest. Ugh. One of the jokes is the community itself, kind of, yeah. Kinda. I mean, to be fair, the World of Warcraft community is also terminally unfunny, but they're terminally unfunny in a different way. Where I feel like I wouldn't be upset if harm befell them. Alright. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Erenville's point. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. Like, I've got opinions about some of the community designated funny people. And I mean, it's not like, ooh, hot take opinions, they're actually shit. No, I've just got like, I would have done this differently. Like, saying I've got opinions, I guess, without getting into it is, leaves room for a lot of hyperbolic assumption, but no. I think I know one of the main points with the FF14 comedy scene is brevity is the soul of wit, and people need to fucking just get on with it. Also, good afternoon. You don't expect Blizzard to last another 5 years? Fingers crossed. If we hope, maybe we can make it 4. If Blizzard has no haters, it means I'm dead. I'm just booting it back, I guess. Yeah, we would have thought, you know, short form content is king. Let's make that content nice and short. Although part of me wonders if there's like a certain length you need to hit for like maximum algorithm. But yeah, you gotta boil the funny down. You need to make a funniness reduction. It's got to be nice and like thick and syrupy. Alright, we're back. We'll want to speak with a man by the name of Gobley. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his products, so if we're to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking the gossip. Right, blackmail. Village always reminds you of Tomba, or Tombi. It does sort of have like a different game vibe. You can talk to the people here in the distillery, Samga. Perhaps Wuklamont could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Okay. And there is always a risk that if something is funny in the FF14 community, it shall go on to be beaten to death. Me? I'm a chef from Tuliolal. I often come here to buy Gobley's mezcal, the finest in Tyrol, according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be polite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree whatever price he quotes me. Nice to have less, potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. Gobley might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed at as sun perch. He's a fucking slob. There's not much I can say about Gobley, but I can tell you that what Gobley's been saying. The other day he was muttering about monsters prowling around the agave jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients, and thus has driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the works as it does. When it affects the works. Can't really bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Now you see, if this was realistic at all, he would be like, monsters have driven up the price, and then we kill the monsters, and he's like, alright, and then the price doesn't go down. If Gobley runs away, is that a Gobley dessert? So, what did you find out? He's kind of a piece of shit. Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. If we know he's a piece of shit, the deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobley's working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead and I'll bring Wuklamot. Speak with Gobley. We're going. There he is. Ah, the alpaca turning the millstone. You have business with me, madam? Why don't we talk down below so as to not distract the alpaca from his work? Let me know how the audio level is. I think it's fine. There she is. Now, what's this about? Keep it brief if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal. Something you have any on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it doesn't come cheap. Hey, man, you holding? We don't have Pel, but we can offer a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal? Just like that? Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? The Hubigo chef's distaste for strong drink. Should be obvious. It's related. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, the Hubigo chef, is the same. Seeing not everyone could enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Oh, you're right. Absolutely right. I had noticed a growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend, but I did not realize I myself was to blame. Must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with the added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to call the monsters, causing them trouble? Not yet. We keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could you possibly, or could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes. I must admit, I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It could be a great honor and opportunity, if I can secure the deal. We're dealing with merchants? Ah, shit, here we go again. That's right. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared. And first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you talk or walk into Volokshun. It would be such a shame to miss the chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments. You look like a slob. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer, something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but I can provide you with the next best thing, an introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnok, and his works are highly regarded in Tuliolal. As a supporter of Wuklamata and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. It is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I would like to take full advantage, but the scales aren't quite balancing. For example, why do we all have to wear these ridiculous ties? Say, weren't there monsters running amok in agave jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly? I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring cell swords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. Alright, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment, and Samga and I will take care of the prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Balnook. The fields you're looking for are just north of Watch and Pellow. Be safe. Alright, time to go beat up some baddies. What is this, some sort of Dawntrail? Some sort of Dawntrail? Go, Samga, go. Alright, Wuklamat. I should be the agave jaws just over there. These will go faster if we split up. Come find me once you finish clearing out your share of the pests. Like Dawntrail, Yeah, so I'm gonna know the thing or two about dealing with a Dawn throne. Yeah, thing one is their left, thing two is their right, basically. Foolish barb mole. Warrior of Light should just be eating food in every cutscene they're in for Dawntrail. That would be funny. I feel like that'd be giving the Warrior of Light too strong of a personality. Normally I'd say that, but it feels like they're giving the Warrior of Light a strong personality in the wrong direction. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Ma Blue the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. We done. Let me go for a taco. I think the cooking saga should have had Zoralja be like, I used a whole wheat shell. Used a whole wheat tortilla because it's healthier. Everyone gets mad. Everyone gets fucking furious. Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now if I could just have the sack of leaves. Top grade mate leaves. Thrown in jail, yeah. Using a whole wheat tortilla. My son! My own son! And then Galul Jaja kills him. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Zoralja reveals a gordita crunch. Damn. Got my vote. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobley. Here are the mate leaves and a written introduction to Balnook, as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You were the one who inspired me to come this far, Third Promise, but let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Samga being like, why can't we just beat people up to take with what we want? And Darius over there being like, you know, you could just lie about the value of things. Success! Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you better hold on to it until we get it to the saddle maker. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Smash. Luckily, Havley's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. God, the way she said that, and someone would be standing there looking down at it. The urge to smash it. She just throws it on the ground and it shatters and then looks up at both of them and goes, I did it. But what the hell for? This is it, the trade we've been working towards. High quality jug of mezcal. Phew, still in one piece. Right, time to make our deal. The price of the saddle has gone up. But that wasn't part of our deal. I have changed the deal. Pray I do not change it further. Get your tools ready, Saddler. We've brought your precious mezcal. Saddler, you're small time. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? You had nothing, a few measly clumps of wool. All we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. And this gun. That's right. Although I'd sooner aid no claimant but Zeralja, I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Pelu Pelu. Trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle, Third Promise, but it's gonna be a real shitty one. Great. Stay and wait if you'd like. I have all the requisite materials. This won't take long. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. Oh, I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours! And to think we started out with a only 100 pelt basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you're going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, Third Promise. We got what we came for. Now let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. We did it. Success. Now comes the part that you were actually not thinking about, Wooklamat, having to handle an alpaca yourself. Good luck. Alright. What were you guys doing anyways? Let's tell them the good news. Looks like everyone's been pitching in with the alpacas. Been away for some time. I'm assuming trading was productive. Tobley and Aaronville have been teaching us how to care for alpacas. One gentle girl ate feed straight from my hand. She holds up her hand and all of her fingers are missing. I made the mistake of startling one and caught a glob of spittle for my trouble. I'm beginning to understand Wooklamat's aversion to the animals. Yep, it's time for Wooklamat to go into the Sims rabbit hole. You've acquired the saddle then? Yes, thanks in no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wildborn friends so you can practice. I know. This is something I need to learn. Listen, just jump on it like a savage before it has time to react. All beasts yield to strength. Great sunken gods! I did it! Are we gonna learn more about the sunken gods of Tyrol? He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Wooklamat's touch. That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. Yeah, who the fuck are the sunken gods? That is dire sounding, right? You know, I've never taken a good long look at one before, but you're actually kind of cute. And then Samga yells, but what do they taste like? You're only now noticing that? Zoralja, he's back. Having done exactly what he set out to do. What alpaca he brought? Is it just me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wooklamat. Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City. Then Tyrell can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. You see, it's lines like this that lead me to believe he should have had a little throwaway line of, yeah, he's the guy who dealt with the final days. Like, directly. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tuliolol all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth, they have basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war as not a tragedy, but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much-needed lessons in the realities of conquest and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. 'Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned, and the ruins it left behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. Darius rolling up his sleeves. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts, only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Galul Jaja did not elevate the Mamulja, when he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would not only unite Tuliolal, but the star in its entirety. Wait, what? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Oh, well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone. Xenos would probably fight Zeralja. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even with Kona. It's like we're not even family. Maybe he doesn't think you are family. He'd want to fight him, then change his job to Viper after. I don't know if Xenos would. I don't know if Xenos would fucking lose or give a shit afterwards. Because I feel like Zeralja is punching in a lower weight class than Xenos was. They certainly make it seem that way. Like, what I would have liked during that scene, and I think this would be an interesting way to look at it, is if Wuklamat's like, I want peace, and then Zeralja is like, you're full of shit. How do I know you're full of shit? Why did you bring that one? Points to the Warrior of Light. Because I feel like, and this is a very common trope, that you have characters who are very good fighters, they can basically, like, real recognizes real, you know? But as far as I know, Zeralja never recognizes the Warrior of Light as a threat. I feel like Zeralja should have recognized the Warrior of Light as a threat and started focusing on that specifically, to his own detriment, as he ignores Wuklamat. He's like ignoring what's right in front of him to focus on what's on the horizon. But yeah, I don't think Zeralja is in the same like weight class as like Xenos and Estinian, because I feel like those two are in the like fight in the same range as the Warrior of Light zone. So much of our star has begun to embrace reconciliation and rebuild, and this would-be warlord would thrust us all back into turmoil. We cannot allow it to happen. Zaralja is willing to go to war for his twisted vision of peace. Should he achieve his peace, then what? What kind of idiots think the world can be united with war? Even most Garleans have since realized their conquests were a mistake. Golden alpaca in the flesh. Like the Golden City, I thought them a children's tale. I could never agree with Zaralja. I want Tuliolal to be a land of peace, now and always. And that's the other thing. He's like, we're going to invade the entire star. Alright, do you have a navy? No. We were just going to borrow a boat and sail all of our soldiers over. What's the problem? Oh, okay. First stop on the way, naval superpower. I'll ponder Zaralja and his mysteries later. Right now I need to think about finishing the feat of gold. I have my saddle. I've practiced how to use it. Lead on to where wild alpacas roam. The valley of Orunkanka is northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Wuklamat off on her hunt. It's funny then that he hasn't acknowledged the Warrior of Light because on one hand he's either dense as fuck and underestimating the Warrior of Light, or just incredibly short-sighted. Well, that's what I mean, because I look at all that stuff and I read it as, okay, this is all intentional, right? All of these like storytelling choices are intentional, which means I can only conclude that Zaralja is a fucking idiot by like intention. Like, Zaralja is just stupid. He is a big fish in a small pond. And think that makes him hot shit. Yeah, like, Galul Jaja is a fucking Warrior of Light tier, like, fighter. And he bodied Zaralja at half strength. Mablu's right. The least we can do is let Wuklamat know we're cheering for her. Zaralja may have caught in his alpaca first, but that doesn't mean Wuklamat is out of the running. She can do this. Never set foot beyond this point. The valley is said to be home to fiends far more ferocious than spitting alpacas. Orunkanka is a steep and treacherous place, so only those with the head ledger's blessing are permitted to go there. How deep do you think the valley is? I glanced over the edge of the way here, but the mist was too thick to even speculate. Alright. Samga does not do this canonically. Yeah, he has no perspective except the narrow one of being strong by his countrymen's measure. Good luck.
I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
We gotta how slow the opening bit is, yeah. There's also a more practical problem to the idea of, like, I'm gonna go to war against the entire planet. And that is... Tural has had 80 years of peace, right? How many experienced officers and generals in the art of conducting warfare would still exist? Versus how many are in Eorzea, the three great continents, and Garlemald, who just stopped fighting their respective wars. Yeah. Yeah, some Yokui. Maybe some Shitona if they fought.
Oaklamart is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and
Yeah,
await our
they
return.
probably have experience fighting Vidral, which is not a war. They don't know how to like manage supply lines across an ocean, no less.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Also, yeah, we have dragons.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
That is not a Samga sit.
What's a gleaner?
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shitona from Shaktural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlian. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek.
Yeah, the trip to Horsey is also very dangerous.
My younger self took those words to heart. And off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking. And I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
All right. And now we wait. Or continue to wait.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Just cut to Oaklamont at the bottom of the valley in the Family Guy pose.
Wait. Do you hear that?
She done did it.
They did it.
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Well done, Third Promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
Oh, does she need healing again? I think she just fucking ran herself ragged. He's hitting her with the electrolyte beam. We were out here for quite some time, but I'm glad Wooklamont was able to catch her alpaca, and Aaronville choosing to share his story with us was a welcome surprise. You know, if it were us, we would have had to walk to a place, fight an alpaca till it was almost dead, and then use an item, and that would have been it. Alfino was quick to lend a hand with dismantling the tent. Is this to be his new obsession now that he's mastered collecting firewood? I'm something of an outdoorsman myself. Wooklamont had no serious injuries to speak of. However, she'd clearly been pushed to the very limits of her endurance. Really. I spoke too much. If Wooklamot's up to it, we should be heading back to Tobley. Thanks to Alfino and his healing hands, I can actually stand again. Maybe even walk. So relieved the third promise came back to us safely. The alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold. Wooklamont still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what'll melt away fatigue like magic, though? Mate tea. I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time and the tea will be ready when you arrive. Getting a little sick of the firewood joke. It was literally a decade ago. Yeah. As Moblu so wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhausted third promise. It's, very much one of those, like, the game needs to get moving with things, but it doesn't want to. Like, alright, let's get moving along now. The firewood thing was good, but now it's old. If you could have extrapolated it into Alfino suddenly got like a real taste for like roughing it and like went out of his way to learn everything and overdoes it every time people go camping, sure. And he's like, yes, I am a rugged woodsman. Came back at the head of the others, did you? Should hurry along with the tea then. Wooklamont can't be that far behind. Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. As you become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas, what grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to. They're adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them. Yeah, taste for roughing it or collecting weird shit, yep. Welcome back, third promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes, there's no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it! And then it cuts to Kona down in the valley doing a Fulton extraction on one of the alpacas. Well, I couldn't find a shiny one like Zoralja did. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born once every few decades. They are elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Remember when the Lapras taught the tribal races how to do summoning without tempering? Man! I do kind of hate that narrative flourish of like, you just learned wrong, here is the correct way, the end. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Galul Jaja himself. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tuliolal, in the time when the mountain giants, the Yokui, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came the young Galul Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by his imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yokui in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. She's covered. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Galul showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we'd offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. Yeah, I guess he was always in the regalia. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next. Galul Jaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelu Pelu from the Yokui's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye to our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. So it was that a few words from Galul Jaja transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants. He would have been the autarch of Mamuk, yeah, so he was like royalty already. I never heard the Bond Papa forged with the Pelu Pelu spoken of that way before. The saga is not so detailed. And you may not know that Galul Jaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. Feat required no more than that, third promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. If it's spat right there. C's get degrees, Wuklamat, that's right. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in true Pelu Pelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of your accomplishments, which earned you your keystone. That's true. She did do more. She did more good, whereas, like, Zaralja just kind of parachuted in, grabbed a golden alpaca, took his keystone, and flew out again. Like, alright, keystone, fuck you. Five more to go. You're well on your way, third promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was just because I didn't understand the alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Wuklamat. You've given me the courage to say that I wasn't, or to say what I wasn't sure I could ever say. Tobly, you're a bitch and I hate you. Tobly, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment of caring for the alpacas. This is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide, yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear that you've found a calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it. Thank you, Tobley. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yokui. They once ruled over far more than just Urkopacha and the Pelu Pelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yoktural and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelu Pelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yokui have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated? You see the golden alpaca in the background? Samga's just suplexing it. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we'll be visiting the giants eventually. Up there. So you flick right into a boiling pot of water. That's right. Oh, Kryl, I have a question I'd been meaning to ask. Since we finished with the feat, where did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yeah, pieces like that first came fashionable in Yoktural around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago? Right about the time my grandfather made his journey. If the Dawn Servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way, surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try finding out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I'd appreciate that very much, thank you. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, that's 2 keystones down. I say we head back to Tuli Hyolal and plan our next move. Farewell for now. Thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. She has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. Even brought a golden alpaca to heal. You've heard Zeralja's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating. Terrifying, even. Each keystone adds a number to the city. We're at 2 Leolal. Right, we gotta get up to 7 Leolal. Whereas I've grown to love Wuklamot. Everyone she meets will come to love her too. That's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mablu. You might be right. I feel like the trajectory we're on here makes sense for Wuklamot. Like, she's not as innately talented as her 2 brothers, and that means she's got to take more time doing challenges, but that means she gets to know people. She gets to know what matters to them. She's not just imposing her will on them like her brothers are. But like, they just rush it along and it winds up not mattering. Expected as much from the moment I saw him, but winning the contest against Zeralja will not be easy. The Yokui once ruled the entirety of Yoktural. I'm curious to see what has become of them. I never dared hope we'd find a lead for this mysterious earring so quickly. That makes 2 out of 7 keystones. So far, so good. Feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zoral Ja and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, but gods know you've all been so supportive. But I want to be strong, or wise like my brothers. To be a promise people respect. Which is not likely if I have to stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to Shibalia of TA with us. The contest has hardly begun. Aaronville, if you're from FF14 North America, why do you have an Icelandic accent? Surely not because they selected his voice actor ahead of the fact that he's a shitona. Surely not that. We go. Where is this place on the map anyways? I see. So it's there. You know, I haven't really looked really closely at this map. There's Yaktel. He's from Reykjavik, Montana, yeah. I'm stuck with Shitona also having the accent, yeah. It would have been better than having a British person do a North American accent. But what do I know? Heard there are hot springs in Urkopacha, mayhap time permitting. Not forgotten our obligations to Wukumat, of course. Having immersed ourselves in the culture of others, though, my anticipation for the new experiences this adventure will bring has only grown. You think it's time that Americans got to hear their own accents being bastardized? Yeah, I remember thinking, yeah, I guess it's obvious when it's a bad British accent, but what's a bad American accent sound like? And now I've heard it. Neither Koana nor Bakul Jaja appeared to be in Wachun Pello. I imagine they're around somewhere, making progress even as we are. Yet in a contest like this one, 'tis only a matter of time till the claimants are pitted against each other in direct competition. Yeah, there's like the TV accent, which is like a West Coast and Canadian accent. City Canadian accent. Because I've gotten that a lot from like British people, is that Canadians sound like what Americans sound like on TV. And yeah, there are people who do very good North American accents. Hugh Laurie as House is so fucking weird to me, because that's not what I knew him from. So seeing him do like a serious role with a North American accent was like, huh? I'm used to Hugh Laurie from Blackadder, so like goofy as hell. The Ohio accent, it's fine as long as it's not the Boston accent. America, the Boston accent is perhaps your worst accent. It's wicked bad. I wouldn't be thinking about it if not for the fact that I was playing Fallout 4 years and years ago, and I just remember thinking, I fucking hate this. I hate all these people. Why do they sound like such assholes? And then I thought about it, and I was like, oh, it's because they've all got Boston accents. Gotta get some garlic down at the harbor. First voice cutscene happens for Aaronville and Endwalker, and he just had the North American accent there. That would have been crazy. That would have been. If someone's trained to have a Midwest accent, do they go, oh, when they bump into someone? Maybe. I do have some slight Canadian accents. Like I say sorry. Where's our East Coast Canadian accent? Now there's an accent. Lord Thunder in Christ, all in a day's work me by. Alright, anyways, back to work. Look at us! The contest has barely begun and we already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing as well. We can only hope. You heard me go A a couple times? Yeah, I go A sometimes. It's like our, you know. It's pretty good, eh? New York really only comes out. Someone who has a really thick New York accent. And do you say crick? Yeah, I absolutely hate how people try to use A as an accent and just do it completely incorrectly. Yeah, it's our you know. Or huh? Real easy, eh? Feh. Tamara. Queen's accent. Yeah. We've now won keystones from both the Feat of Reeds and the Feat of Gold. Surely that means our approach to the contest was the right one? So it would seem, by continuing to retrace Galul Jaja's journey as presented in the saga, we should find the remaining electors in turn. Let's visit the Giants next. Like Kryl said, the fact that they were searching for the Golden City might mean they know something useful. The home of the Yokui is in the upper reaches of Urkopacha. Unless you're keen on scaling the cliffs, we'll have to take the long way around, through Kozamauka. This route will take us close to the Moblin village, which is another important location in the saga. Since we'll need all the keystones eventually, it makes sense to pay them a visit while we're passing through. So we call in the Moblins first then. Let's head there right now. I'm afraid right now is going to be a problem. The flight of Wee Wingless, the great stairs leading to the Moblin settlement, collapsed in the storm. What are we to do then? There is an alternative, but it requires preparation. Until it's ready, you could rest at the cabins or see more of the city, whatever you prefer. Just to be sure, you'll accept any method of travel as long as it gets us to our destination? Of course, who do you take me for? And as your guide, I'll see to the arrangements. Well, it seems we have some free time on our hands. Let us make the most of it. I need to get my axe repaired. I nicked the blade pretty badly when I took a swing at Bakul Jaja. Reminds me, I never got around to introducing you to Ropley, did I? He's the man in charge of what you makey. A good person to know. Want to come along? Samga would not be interested. Let's go then. What you makey? I makey nothing. Samga only does violence. Can at least confirm that we're very spot on with our hinga-dinga-durs. Very good. Ready? The markets of what you makey are to the east. The other side of Bayside Bevy. Look at me, I'm Bayside Bevy. Samga's at least hands-on. Samga would probably know a bit. She'd probably know a bit of leatherworking. She could probably at least skate into something. She's from a very pastoral society. They never realized how bouncy the female Hrothgar run was. Or maybe not bouncy, but like... there's a lot of arm swinging. Yeah, from a group whose shtick is to fight tigers. Literally, you come of age, you gotta kill a tiger with your bare hands. This is Auntie's Tacos, named for its owner here, the lovely Tisol. After the best tacos in Tulihuolal, this place sits at the top with Shibelia Yavte. You say that, Third Promise, but you only ever eat old Brook Evu's food. Come by mine for a change. Sorry, Tisol. It's been a while, hasn't it? I swear I'll stop by for a bite once the contest is over. What you makey is everything that Tulihuolal was built to be. It is everything. It is nothing. Don't have enough of an accent. Thanks to shame. You just have to hear people shit on New England. I don't know enough about New England to shame it. Other than, let's use Old Bay Spice for everything. Whatever it's called. Old Bay seasoning. And clam chowder. But I mean, we have clam chowder on the east of Canada. Except our east is about 1.5 time zones further east than the American east. My, the Third Promise. How might I assist you this fine day? Well met, Ropley. I need to buff a nasty nick out of my axe blade. Yes, it's been chipped quite terribly. Trying to cleave rocks again, were we? Something like that. Think you can fix it? You stand among Toral's most prestigious gathering of artisans and ask this question? 'Tis child's play. I'll have it repaired for you in 2 shakes of an alpaca's tail. I got the wicked, I'm just missing a bub. Good to hear. I leave it in your capable hands. Who's your companion, if I may ask? This is Samga, a great adventurer I recruited from across the salt. I brought her here to meet you, actually. Thought she might have reason to visit Wachu Makey sooner or later. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Ropley, humble representative of this grand center of trade. Pleasure to meet you, Samga. So it's like reunion. Got it. You there! Stop dithering the shadows and announce your business already. I've seen that man somewhere before. He was on the boat. He was like, oh, jeez. A jewelry maker you met on the voyage over? Oh, I remember. I spoke with him too. Fongiantain? Was that his name? Been loitering like a flighty admirer who can't pick up the courage to confess his feelings. Out with it then. Why are you here? That is to say, super runaway. We're no closer to solving that enigma. I wonder if he could use someone to talk to. I say we go and ask. Let me know by link pearl if you find him first. Big ups to John Fountain, the real hero, yeah. Darius just rolling his eye. You don't want work? Fine, don't get work. He's here to open up engineering work. Ceruleum speculation. There's a lot of money to be made. Alright, where's the coward? Come forth, coward! There he is. You're gonna get sand in your pants, man. What are you doing? You were convincing. Conversing with Master Ropley. But wait, we've met before, haven't we? On the ship. Oh! Open up the Terrell branch of Nox. Fortuna Enterprises. That'll be his problem. I'm not doing anything for Fortuna Enterprises. You found him? Good, I'll be right there. Why did you run off like that? Do you have business with Ropley or not? Please, you needn't concern yourselves with my affairs. I'm undeserving of such attention. Oh, okay. And she just turns and leaves. Huh? What are you going on about? I beg of you, do not ask me to explain. Do not! Sorry, but the more you tell me not to, the more curious I become. Besides, you look like you need a friend. Oh, you're too kind. So be it. I suppose I can share with you a morsel of my misery. A sad French accent. Before I came to Tuliolal, I worked as a goldsmith at the most prestigious jewelry maker in our level da. Esteems Aesthetics. Oh, it started off well enough, but as the days progressed, everything began to go wrong. Compared to the masterpieces of my talented colleagues, my products was lacking mediocre. I lost all confidence. Crippling doubt that possessed me, and any veneer of bravado I tried to put forth soon cracked beneath its weight. Thus did I take ship, hoping to find a fresh beginning on new shores. Yet as you witnessed, I lack the courage to even approach a potential employer. You stand before a man wallowing in the wreckage of his ill-spent existence. Alright then. You offered a morsel, then served the full course. You must have really wanted someone to hear your story. If you like, I could try to give you a few words of advice. Then, you have experience with my predicament? Or feeling terribly inadequate compared to your undeniably superior peers? Well, when you put it that way, Not me, I'm Muklamat, third promise of Tuliholal, daughter of the Dawn servant. Of course, you are a member of the royal family. Please forgive my presumptuousness. What of you? Have you ever measured your work against that of your colleagues and found yourself wanting? I'm losing the thread here. Where is the Samga answer? No. No, never. Can't measure your worth by the success of others. Tabarnak. Oh, you want me to do French Canadian? How can I not? Should my work not meet the same exacting standards, no new commission will be forthcoming. Well, what then was the point of my becoming a goldsmith, huh? Looking back, 'twas my father who inspired me to take up the trade. His exquisite creations brought radiant smiles to the faces of his clients. And I admired him deeply for it. Tabarnak! I ask the question, what happened? How do Gridanian play the hockey? Like shit? But in the course of striving to be as great a goldsmith as him, I lost sight of my original motivation. All I ever wanted was to spread joy through my craft as he did. Alright, I can't do French Canadian anymore. Perhaps I will give this one last try. Thank you both for reminding me of what is truly important. This is French Senior Card Gauge. That is all that French Canadians are. Excardons-moi. What is truly important? So I'm thinking, I miss my cat rival. Oh, sorry, Samga. I didn't mean to ignore you. Yes, I'm glad to see Fonjontaine is giving himself another chance. I can't help but wonder if Fonjontaine will follow through. Let's see if he's actually gone to talk with Ropley. I think the only character you really need to worry about here is Kamui running in with a bad influence. Ugalamat says she sodomized your mother, Bakul Jaja. He's doing the big boy failure. He's learning all about life from people who he probably shouldn't be learning about life from. That's true. Dove is there. Dove is good. Well, I mean, Darius also isn't a bad influence. There is one specific new bad influence he has. You can do this, Fonjontaine. Our lurker seems a changed man. Not sure it even is the same man. was kind of you to come, but you needn't worry. I found my courage. I accept my apologies for my earlier behavior. My name is Fongentin, and I am a goldsmith from Ulda in faraway Eorzea. I realize this is a bold request, but I should like to continue practicing my trade here in Wachumeki, if you will have me. I only ask for the opportunity to bring happiness to others with my creations. What? So that's what this was about. You were looking for work. Slipping more and more into Measurehead. Consider yourself hired. Wachumeki is always in need of skilled craftsmen and women. I'll handle the necessary paperwork. You can start tomorrow. Yes, of course. Your pedomorphic figure betrays your degeneracy. I must thank you both again for your sage and timely advice. I don't know that I was all that helpful. I was just distracted mostly by how your accent kept changing. But you were. Had you not come to speak with me, I would not have that moment of much needed self-reflection. The arrangements have been made. Come and meet me at the entrance of High Tide Harbor. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you have my axe ready, Ropley? Ready and waiting. Behold the sublime touch of a Wachumeki artisan. Measurehead would have the best and worst time in Tulial. Measurehead would be a Mamulja who isn't from Mamuk, but talks about Mamuk supremacy. Mamulja supremacy. Oh, it's sharp and deadly as the first day I held it. Thank you. Well, good luck to you, Fongentin. Let me know if that doubt creeps back in. I'd be happy to talk you out of it. Eorzea born, yeah. As for us, we should head to the harbor. Wouldn't want to keep Arenville waiting. You're not even from Tyrol. You're from Eorzea. He would appreciate it if you didn't mention that he's from Eorzea. That waiting was making me hungry, so I tried a taco from both Shibalia of TAs and Aunt T's. I think I prefer T-Soul's spicier flavors. You and me both. Delicious. I went to re-examine the Tuliolal saga. Should we continue apace, we shall soon come face to face, or rather, face to knee with those enormous Yokui. Told some of them tower over even the hulking Galul Jaja. Wandered through the Bayside markets and found earrings almost identical to mine. They indeed seem to be a common travel charm, just as Moblu described. I wonder what Arenville's alternate means of travel is. Enough with the secrecy. What's this big plan of yours? Look there. That is my big plan. What is that? Ooh, I do not like the way it's sitting in that idle animation. It's a Panuti. She'll be pulling our boat upriver. How do we know she won't thrash about and sink us instead? They're gentle and timid creatures for the most part. She's unlikely to cause a fuss unless you give her a reason to. And it's bobbing like a dead fish, and also its mouth is slightly open. First alpacas, now Panutis. Panutis? Panutis! I'm relying a lot on animals for this journey. I'm thankful we have an animal expert as our guide then. If it was actually using a manatee, it'd be like, okay, we'll be up the river next week. But did it have to be my old nemesis? Another boat. Well, I took you for someone who was up to the challenge. Was I wrong? Ugh. Long ago, when fighting still raged between the clans, the inhabitants of Kozama Uka rode these riverboats to move swiftly through hostile territory. I'm going to jail for even thinking about touching a manatee, for real. But the vessels see little use with Toral now at peace, so I was able to borrow one of the few which remain. I did consider it dirigible, but the pilots warned me that the updrafts near the falls would make landing difficult. You know, this wouldn't happen if you just had a Garlean airship. You said that you borrowed one, yet there appear to be several on the water. Kona! Lamachi, traveling up the river, I presume. Seems that way. Does this mean you've earned 2 keystones already? Can't believe how well you've managed despite undertaking the contest alone. I was never alone. I've had my entourage with me since the beginning. My friends, it's been, well, not that long. Tancred, Uriange, what are you doing here? Escorting a promise, same as you. I've heard much of the incomparable Archons during my time at the Studium. As soon as the contest was confirmed, I thought who better to recruit to my cause. I contacted the Scholarch, who arranged the introduction to these 2 gentlemen. The second promise had specific requirements. They who would be his assistants must both proven survival skills and mastery of the arcane arts. Thus did Thancred and I receive the summons. My own studies concentrated on technology which our people could readily use, such inventions born of magic or clever engineering. Where magic was concerned, I covered only the foundation. Knowing you two, I suspect you had other reasons for accepting the job. A few. The nation of Tuliolal spans an entire continent. Depending on who wins the throne, the world may be plunged into instability once more. Ever have we striven to preserve peace? Where's our place if not here and now? We did our due diligence, of course, made sure who we were working with before agreeing to this endeavor. He's even more opaque than Uriange at times, but is surprisingly... That's quite enough of that. Let's be on our way. Wait, I have one question before you leave. Koana and Wuklamat are vying for the throne. As Kona's entourage, does that mean you resolve to defeat all his opponents, including us? We're sworn to do all in our power to win this contest for Kona, even if it means competing against our own comrades. We intend to hold nothing back and expect you to do the same. What a big fat nothing burger that is. And we won't disappoint you. Samga suddenly just thunderclaps in and punches him in the stomach as hard as she can. I thought you were taking a boat. Even if you have been, if even you have been forced to travel on water, then the others will be doing the same. I would rather walk than risk confrontation on a leaky barge with no possibility of retreat. It's true that I can't stand the boats. But I trust the route that Aaronville has chosen for us. Leave the handling of the Panuti to me. Should other wildlife attack us, however, I may have difficulty keeping her under control. Do your best to draw them away, as far from the front of the boat as possible. Alright, I guess we're doing this. Then we shall remain on deck and stand guard, although it may be wise to have at least one of us sit up front with Aaronville, just in case. I'd like to stay on the deck. I'm eager to put my pictomancy to the proof. And I'll take any chance to show you that I can hold my own on the battlefield. And Kral will stand on guard with Samga. Don't make this a thing. It's not gonna happen. I'll keep Aaronville company then. With my blade, I can respond more quickly to threats than Alfino. Thank you. Fight breaks out, I'll try to stay out of your way. Then I shall endeavor to provide aid where it is needed. I can do that as well. That should cover most eventualities. Secure your gear and board the boat when you're ready. Let the hunt begin. Ihu. Ihui. What was that? Ihui. Gesundheit. Okay, so who's going on what? Samga doesn't have any choice. She's going on DPS. I'm assuming. Yep, Gunbreaker. Alright. Bard. And then Samurai or Red Mage. Who's going on what? We do need a healer. If you guys want to go through, I don't need to go with you. I can go with... Ugh. What's the deal? There's enough of us, but not enough in the right roles. Listen, if I gotta pick somebody to come with Samga, there's an obvious choice. Yeah, I think a couple of us are in the situation where we only have one class that can go. Well, does Suds want to go? I feel like if Samga's got to run through stuff with anyone. Alright. Fiend staring into your soul. She's just happy to be here. I'm not like really happy. It's kind of a polite smile. It's gotta. It's Samga. That's half the flavor. You gotta get the other half. You gotta get Sudeki and Samga. Now what drops out of this one? It's the weird, like, Monster Hunter weapons. They're in the frequently bought together section, yeah. Which one is this? It is the very first dungeon. With the recolored set from the final dungeon of Shadowbringers. Yeah, they're the weapons that everyone from over here is using. Hoglathon, that's it. Alright. Let me just... Oh my god, she was away on hunts. I think I've got the gunblade from that dungeon and I've never used it. You got to pre-order Wilds? Well, good luck to you. I'm sitting this one out. I'm gonna sit out of Wilds. I have to tell myself I'm not getting Wilds. Not again. Alright. I'm not falling for Monster Hunter again. Damn, that controller was loud. Alright. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 7 or more times, shame on me. Yeah, or more. Fool me 10 times? How would you do that? You know I'm dumb. Oh. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, the whole gang's here with their portraits, including Canoness Sudeki. Alright. You know, I'm glad creatures don't attack us as readily in real life as they do in these games. That'd be a bit much. Our ancestors went to a lot of effort to remove us from the food chain as thoroughly as they could. They would if they could, yeah. Like that one comic, most creatures on this planet are hoping you die, but very few have the guts to try to make it happen. Bakul Jaja, there he is. Okay. Curse you, Bakul! Did this on support earlier just to acquaint yourself with level 90 buttons. Boy! That duty support is slow though. A lot of Sage buttons at 90. Yeah. Sage has a lot going on. Not a whole lot of change from 90 to 100. Yeah, I guess there really isn't, is there? You get like one new thing. Zoom! I know what I do when I do duty support. Like if I'm on DPSs, I'll pull and then I'll just go look at something else while the party's fighting. Alright. No more rain. Rain is cancelled. Yep. Take a 10-minute power nap while the AI fights the pull exactly. Yep, gotta kill the wildlife. Do you think there's a Hetsaro clan that follow the Panuti around? And they're staring from the bushes, horrified at what they're seeing? I had a thought for where the one MSQ quest was going, and it did not go that way. And I was a little disappointed. I think part of it is because like I'm expecting them to introduce conflict, whether they're not actually interested in introducing conflict. Like, that's not the name of the game. Nope. No more. I guess I'll greed. Do I want this? Yeah, right. If it's striking, we'll take it. They call it a half mask, but really it's like, here's some metal shit to put on your face. It doesn't really look like anything. I would hesitate to call it a mask. Yeah, they can all do their like mixed things. I think Wuklamot can also DPS. Warrior DPS. The Scion conflict that's about to happen is gonna be so lit. Boy, is it! Are you guys ready for some intense conflict? Yo, could you imagine like a Thancred and Urianger and Kona boss fight for like the middle? Oh no, he done did it, you rascals. That's what you thought was happening at the end of the dungeon? Yeah. Not quite. Oh, interesting. Since Suds wasn't like up front, they didn't take the form of Suds. They were just two Samgas. What if there always were? My god. That is the mistake the people in Idleshire make. Teenage girl, yay high, got a tail, shit attitude. Thancred wasted 2 charges for that. Urianger had to charge for him. Damn, he's still using old Gunbreaker. He's still got to use his 2 charges. He's making punch healer job. They won't. We all thought Dancer was going to be a melee healer, but nope. Fools that we were. Chiropractor, oh man. What does Yoshi P mean by support jobs for the new relic weapon exploration zone? I'm assuming, since they showed FF5, that they mean sub jobs. Like you're taking a job also as your support job, so you get to mix and match from both jobs. That's my hope. That we're going to be doing it FF11 style. He needs to stop doing things the second you look away, yeah. You know what? Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy and the Panuti he rode in on. And we climb. Miss the trolls with their pantyhose legs. I miss the real trolls. We'll be seeing them shortly. I don't think we'll be seeing them today. I don't know if we're gonna make it in an hour. We got the whole second half of Kozamauka. Yeah, the loud scraping for the pots. My favorite part of doing treasure dungeons is hearing the enemies scrape, scrape, scraping. Okay. This is Bugman. A violent bug man. Yep, there he goes. This seems excessive, doesn't it? Like, you're going out here, you're cutting down a big chunk of the forest, killing all sorts of things. And what of thee? Be thee warrior or craven? Man, I don't even like Spider-Man that much. Craven was a big stinker. Oh boy. A brush! Perfect for the nobody in our party who uses them. This is an Apollyon. Alright. Circle of life. Wait, we're in a circle right now. My God. Oh God. You motherfucker. I don't know if I really have much to say about this boss other than the fact that, like, yeah, FF9 enemy. Yep, sure is a boss. He's bug. Rather unpleasant fellow at that. No more of this from you. Be gone. Be gone! Not as talkative to the last violent bugging we see? Nah. Feel my blades! Do you remember it being real tough on day one? Damage was high, I do remember. In this dungeon, damage was at least high on that last boss. He did not go super easy. There you go, the Jacket of Fending. There you go, the spear. What did I get? The Armed Guards of Striking. Not really my thing, but okay. Well, thanks for coming along, guys. Yeah, the Ether Front or whatever it was called.
This is as far as we can go on foot, it seems. We'll have to head back and see about fixing the boat.
Dungeons have hands, finally. I feel like Tower of Zot had more hands than this dungeon.
Hey! Everyone all right?
Zot threw a lot at you at once, too. That rain was weird, wasn't it? It's worried we might not catch up to you. These caverns you traverse were dug by the Yakui in their search for gold. Remnants of their excavations can be found throughout this region. Well, I appreciate the lesson, all wise guide. Are we, well, landing this boat anytime soon? The river journey is almost over. For proof of that, you need only look ahead. The big falls. They're not that big. Falls are impressive enough from a distance, but it's almost too much up close. I live by the world's biggest falls. Yes, amazing. Now please let me off. You call that a waterfall? What's that? I can't hear you. The falls are too loud. No. No more boats. Blah. Are you... Oh, you're not alright. I would be surprised if she was, even without the nausea. We're all spent. There's a mountain shelter nearby, a resting spot for those who've ascended the stairs. I suggest we make use of it. That would be a welcome respite. Have you the strength for a short walk, Uklamat? We can rest along the way, too. Yep, take some pentazamine. Damn it all. Promise is meant to lead from the front, not mule and moan like a sick kitten. Uklamat. Ignore me. The nausea talking. I'm fine, really. Lead on, I'll follow. Very well, but if I might say one thing. Just because you're a promise or a claimant for the throne doesn't mean you can't be seen to struggle. You needn't bear this burden alone, so please don't hesitate to talk to us. We're always willing to lend an ear. But Cryolai... Again, neither of these are things that Samga would say. Samga's idea of being considerate at this time would be to say, I'm tired, I'm going to go rest. And just turning and walking away. Everyone's allowed to be weak sometimes. Samga doesn't believe that. No way. You as well, Samga? I've always believed this is my problem alone, but perhaps you have the right of it. Alright, I'll talk about things. Just give me a moment to collect my thoughts. Of course, as long as you need. We'll be waiting at the shelter when you're ready. I've long felt that I could never tell anyone when I was confused or hurting, that admitting to weakness would bring shame to Papa's name. But if you say you're willing to listen, then there are things I'd like to talk about. Come on, let's catch up to the others. Talk later, we'll fight, okay? Yeah. Gotta give him the commander's shepherd. Alright. Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna BRB real quick. So let's just do that. We'll do the BRB real quick. Alright, BRB. Be good. Alright, I'm back. Let's get back to it. Back to the audio. Alright. All right. I was just thinking about how the moral of this lesson, I feel like, could have been used to dimensionalize her against Zoralja if they had said anything about her other brothers and how they feel about the idea of leaning on others and showing weakness. Because I feel like it's very much a thing that Zaralja would hear it and be like, absolutely not. I must prove the miracle. I can never rely on anyone, ever. I have to be everything by myself. You know? I gotta be the whole package. Alright, so I'm gonna attune to the Aetherite. This seems a cozy spot for Wuklamot to let her guard down. I know it can't be easy on her. This side of the region is so different from where the Hanu live. The striking colors of the vegetation alone. This place is called Many Fires for the constant stream of peddlers and travelers who make camp here after climbing the stairs. I have to be the drink and the cup. That's right. Mine is the cup. Now that I've decided to share, I feel so nervous. We should stop here for the night. I understand the desire to rush ahead, but we need to recuperate from our punishing river adventure. And let's settle in. We'll need a cook fire, and there's meal preparation to be done.
I've been meaning to ask, but how does one become the adopted child of the Dawn Servant?
I was but a ball of fuzz at the time, so I don't remember much. My earliest memories are of life in the palace. All I know is that I was born in Ikbrash, a village in Yaktel. But I've never bothered to return there. As far as I'm concerned, Ulul Jaja is my only parent.
I quite understand. I have no memories of my birth parents either. For a while, I wanted to learn who they were. But over time, that curiosity waned. Galuf was my dear grandfather, and he was all I needed.
So our situations were quite similar. Even though Papa already had a trueborn son, he raised me and Kona with no less love.
I almost feel like it's really close to they used to do it in Japan and other places where you'd take, for example, she is the daughter of the leader of the Hrothgar out in Yaktel, and he's the autarch of the Mamulja. This would be something they would do, is she'd be a hostage, and he'd be taking care of her and raising her and educating her, but she's also there as insurance, you know?
One time,
Yeah, a ward.
I'd wandered off alone into the forest and gotten lost. Before I became a meal for some beast, Papa dropped everything and came to my rescue. I was scared and sobbing and ready for a scolding, but the head of resolve praised me for surviving the ordeal.
Yeah, it would have been a twist.
I did get my lecture from the head of reason, though. He went on and on about the dangers of the jungle and all the horrible ways I could have died. Growing up, Papa was kind and patient, but a tyrant when it came to training. Now, of course, I realize he was preparing me for my duties as a promise.
I mean, he couldn't have prepared you that well.
For all the good it did. There's so much I failed to learn about my own country. Whether it's alpacas or Ihihana, I hardly know anything. I've lived such a sheltered life, yet convinced myself I understood Tural and its people.
All right. So we're going to call this leg of the arc Weak Lamont. Right?
I don't have Kona's education, or Zoralja's strength. I'm all bluff and bravado. Not fit to bear my tongue.
Erin's so pretty. Stay focused. Stay on task. Okay, well, why do you want the throne?
Why? Because my father built a nation where everyone can live in peace. And I want to keep it that way. I think I see what you're saying. My reasons for joining the contest have nothing to do with my brothers. It's always been about the Turali and what I can do for them.
You said it yourself. How important it is to properly know something. To hear the voices of others, empathize with how they feel, and think how best to serve. In so doing, you'll come ever closer to being the person you wish to be.
I'm sorry, everyone. I've been a fool. From this moment on, I'll stop trying to be the promise I'm not. I won't feign strength to hide my weaknesses. Step by step, I'll learn all there is to know and love about Tulihyolal and my fellow Turali. It might not be the smoothest path, but it'll be a path of my own making. I will find a city of gold for all of us, along with the answers you seek about your grandfather, Kryl. I swear.
I appreciate it, Wuklamat. But you needn't take on that burden as well. Galuf Baldessian dedicated his life to protecting people from all manner of threats. As his granddaughter, I wouldn't wish to endanger others for the sake of a personal investigation. So let's just concentrate on winning the contest. We have a shared goal, and, if at all possible, I'd rather we enjoy the journey.
Hear, hear. We are companions on the same road, bound for the same destination. With our combined talents, nothing will stop us from reaching the Golden City.
Yeah, we
Thank you.
fine.
Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
Meanwhile, in the Second Promises camp.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
They seem to be enjoying themselves. Are you sure you don't want to go and say a word to your sister?
Nay, there is no need for that. But what of you two? Wuklamat's allies are your comrades. It must feel strange to be rivals.
Kona, 'tis okay to liketh boys.
Helping you has made us rivals, aye. But we're not about to break into fisticuffs over it.
I mean, Samga might.
Unless, of course, it is a matter of winning or losing the contest. Then I'll have no qualms about putting Alizé on her rear.
Despite our long history, never have I been given the chance to test myself against our companions. The thought stirreth within me a most unexpected sense of competition.
Lamachi has surrounded herself with distinguished figures indeed. One of the Studium's finest graduates, the head of the students of Bardessian. And then there's Eorzea's vaunted champion. If she's half the hero you say, then the odds are stacked against us.
It's okay. Wuklamat doesn't know who she is.
Not that I have any intention of bowing out. Our time in Urkelpacha only served to strengthen my resolve. We saw how a single storm cut off the alpaca roots and threw my people's lives into disarray. Such uncertainties are why I advocate for the adoption of Sharlayan innovations, that Tuli Yolal might know greater stability and prosperity. Our nation can change for the better, and I will be the man to change it.
Well, it's a start. I imagine your experiences on this journey, all the things you'll hear and feel and think, will help you refine that approach. But to return to the subject of the rite, I'm a touch concerned by the condition for victory. The claimant who breaks the seal becomes Dawnservant, not the one who performed the 7 feats first.
Yes, you can throw Thancred in the water for saying it too. Just over here being like, this is not our catchphrase, okay? Like, is this a little reference for all the other Scions? Shut up!
The would-be victor need only possess the 7 keystones.
That is correct. As the contest wears on, we must brace ourselves for greater conflict.
This also winds up being kind of a nothing burger. Meanwhile, with the first promise...
Your rivals still lag behind. The second and third promise may have recruited competent lackeys, but none compared to you. How can they hope to compete with the resilient son? The only child ever sired by a two-head. Only the ignorant or foolish could fail to see that you were born to be Dawnservant.
Such titles mean nothing.
He's dismissing the pressure offhand.
When I first heard the rumors that the contest involved the Golden City, I spoke in confidence with Gulul Jaja's inner circle. They all agreed on one thing. Whoever reaches the City of Gold will attain a power so great, it can dictate the course of history. If this power truly exists, then I humbly beg a fair share of it. Time is passing, and I would put my plans in motion without delay. The useless tool is cast aside after all. And just so there is no misunderstanding, you consent to this course, no matter who is made to suffer.
In battle, everyone bleeds. The Dawn's promise is no exception. What better lesson to teach our people the folly of war?
Earlier with Bakul Jaja.
I was hoping for a good scrap, but this bloated sack of bile was no challenge at all. I wonder if the house cat is dead yet. Be ashamed to lose a plaything, but we'd still have 2 more.
If I may ask, Chosen One, what are your plans for Tuli Yolal after you take the throne?
Plans? What makes you think we care about all that? We care only about the contest and proving our superiority. That would surely please Mother and Father. Yes, and when we become Dawn's servant, we'll drive out the weakling masses and invite our king to live in the city. Fine idea! Our family deserves better than that rotten jungle.
Huh?
But do it then. We must catch up to that one-headed pretender and remind him of the natural order.
I made it.
I thought we were missing someone. Where have you been?
Oh, I feared I was done for when I fell from the boat. Yet somehow I made it. Oh, my arms, I can barely lift them. If I could just rest a moment.
You expect us to wait for you? Those who can't keep up will be left behind. My brother has spoken. March, or be fodder for the beasts.
But I followed the teachings. Everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed, all has been for the blessed seedlings. Wait. Don't leave me behind. I'm begging you.
Hey, you'll be fine. Shout out to the one lackey for asking policy stance. What's your stance on public education? I'm glad we could take a moment to talk things through. Wilk Lamont seems much happier for it. It's good to see Wilk Lamont more sure of herself. I have some small experience with the pressures of leadership and crumbling beneath its weight, as you well know. Yes, some small experience. If anything good can be said to have come of my failures, I hope it's my capacity to help others to avoid similar mistakes. The public will be educated, yes, educated in war. I know about crashing the fuck out. It's a real shame we never see him talk to Wilk Lamont about it. Doesn't matter if Wilk Lamont's scared of alpacas or gets sick on boats. It doesn't change who she is or what she means to her people. Yeah, Wilk Lamont, don't worry. There are all kinds of fuck-ups who rule countries. Being able to say those things has brought me much relief. It's like a stone has been lifted off my chest, and I can take a full breath at last. I don't want to encumber myself like that again. I want to be better. We'll be better, for myself and for my people. Hooray. A promise for the people. The Moblin settlement of Earthenshire is not far from here, but be warned, the road we'll be taking is a favored hunting ground for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, there will be fewer travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What has the Royal John the Landsguard been doing? Seems it's up to me to restore order to the area. They've been busy with the contest, Wilk Lamont. And off she goes again. For now, we'll head west and aim for the bank of the second river. Ooh, an alpaca keep. An alpaca keep what? We go. I guess this is a pretty nice area. You don't really look at it from the ground. You do it once, and that's it, you know? And then the zones become useless. A container to carry hunt mobs. Twice, and Samga doesn't have flight yet. We will see if she ever gets it. Definitely not a sure thing. Oh, I see. This is the river which feeds the waterfalls above Okanu. Bandit's Lair is said to be somewhere near here, but I prefer we avoid seeking out trouble. Again and again, I'm struck by the majesty of the falls. It's difficult to comprehend the sheer volume of water this natural wonder produces. Felt eyes on us several times as we made our way here, though they soon seemed to lose interest. Well, where are these bandits? Apparently they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Shire is just a little further ahead, on the opposite bank of Miyakabek Zorna, but let's remain vigilant all the same. Banditos. Hey, look. There's an ether current watching us from behind that tree. Sneether. Yep, the sneaky ether. I see you there, Sneether. I don't like the word Sneether. Something about it just doesn't seem right. Sneether. Never left the party. By design, huh? Sneaker, but said with a lisp. Wouldn't that be sneaker? Could a spell like Pass Without a Trace exist in FF14? Sure. Medion kind of had it. Yeah, it works for Gatherers. And Thancred, yeah. Yeah. Ugh. And here we are. Dude, look at all the pot. So this is Earthenshire. Even as Hanu culture is distinct to the Vanu, Moblin society is developed quite differently from that of their goblin cousins. Dude, weed! Another claimant in sight. Does that mean we're ahead or behind? Goodness me, it's like the entire village is made of pottery! Dave Bird's not here, man. This is it, in the village where the Lay of Pots from the Tuliolal saga took place. Earthenshire, Idleshire. Might the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? Settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. This shire appears custom built to resemble Pots, while the other is a repurposed town. Samga just thinking about that time she beat the shit out of a group of rookie adventurers in Idleshire. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the Third Promise and her retinue? As us, we're looking for the Dawn Servant, the Elector. I happen to know who that is. You are exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Ready Rock is the Elector you seek. So what was the deal with the Moblins in 11 again? They lived underground in a city called Movalpolos, and if you went there, you fucking died horribly. That city was a death trap. I remember getting called in on Dark Knight specifically because I had Tractor, which is an ability that lets you move somebody's corpse. Darius, we need you to come cast Tractor to pull a bunch of our people out of the shit. Ugh. Oh, that's helpful. We can cut straight to performing the feat. As much as Ready Rock would like to do just that, we have much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Many help hands for the Potsworn were injured. There's no time for feats or metal tests. I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd be caught in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. The Moblins provide these Potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metalwork in Tyrol. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. This is the best they can offer. I should have never left Wachumeki. Unacceptable. You see, the Potsworn desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we are failing to uphold our side of the pot pact. Should all our Potsworn leave, Earthenchild will grind to a halt. We'll have to do something and do it soon. Then let us stand in for the injured helpers. You would give me a chance to learn more about your people and your village. That brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest. I don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. I could use a nap. What Samga means to say is, we'll all help. I doubt any of us could just sit around and watch. Says you. I was hoping you'd feel that way. Actually, I wasn't sure I could do this on my own. I'm glad you got railroaded into helping. We'll take every help hand we can get. Ready Rock truth swears that once we Potsworn of their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. Samga means to say is... Exactly. You and the third promise can assist help hand Rocco Rock. And I will assist help hand Rocco Rock next time. You other four follow Ready Rock. There are other help hands in need of hand lending. I really appreciate you pitching in. And what I said at many fires, there will be no more feigning strength, no more playing at being an invincible promise. There's one thing I learned on this journey. It's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. If you say so. Now let us find this Rocco Rock fellow and see what we can do for him. Have I been enjoying the story more the second time around? I think so. It's kind of nice to like get refreshed on a lot of the things. Because there's a lot of chatter around the MSQ. And I think a lot of bad faith arguments and people misremembering things. It's also kind of nice to like look at the MSQ and go, this is what I think should go here. And this is what I think should go there. Like I can see Wuklamot's arc. I think it's funny. Oh, I think it's a missed opportunity that she's like, no more playing it being an invincible promise. You know, it being tough and capable and able to do everything on my own. I think it would have been very funny if everyone no-sold to that. And I was like, I don't think anyone believed that. And she was like, wait, what? What do you mean you didn't fall for it? I think we found our help hand. First we'll solve the problem for the moblins, then we can see about competing their feet. Rock can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pot pact is broken, and the pots are emptying. Why is it so hard to say pot pact? Come to aid Rock, accept your hand lending with joyous feel smiles. If we can offer the pot sworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Whatever you need. Next time. Say it 10 times fast and it sounds like pod pack. Pot packed, pot packed, pot packed, pot packed, pot packed, pot packed. Yeah, I think, and this hasn't really changed, the problem with the MSQ was a matter of storytelling priority. And I think that's still evident here. It's not as evident yet. I think it's something that compounds on the longer we go. But we'll see. We'll be doing more of this tomorrow. We'll probably get to the Yokui tomorrow. Probably. Yeah, I can't imagine we won't. Are we gonna get to Valagarmanda tomorrow? I don't know. Maybe. It's not that far. I'm also having a hard time remembering. Perhaps. But either way. Definitely not Valagarmanda. Yeah, I'm having a hard time remembering. It's a bit of a mad rush when you first do it. But anyways. We done did it. Maybe the dungeon? I think the dungeon's pretty early. We'll see. We got a fair bit of MSQ here to do. But we'll get it done. Anyways, that's gonna be all for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll probably be doing more MSQ. And then, I don't know what we're gonna do on Friday. 3 days of FF14 though is a bit much. So we'll find something else. Anyways, you guys take it easy, take care, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.